Hi, Mace. Good to have you here. Let me ask you something. How many half-finished sites, products, or experiments are currently draining your calendar and your focus? Not ideas. The live things you check on every week, but the quiet projects that sit in your CMS, still sending a trickle of traffic, still needing updates, still making you feel like you should be doing something with them. Think about that for a moment. Picture a 6-site portfolio I inherited last year. 1 site paid reliably, 2 were break even, and 3 were effectively noise. Thin pages, outdated affiliate links, and stale funnels. The surprising part? Those 3 noise sites were costing me more than upkeep. They were stealing time and ideas and slowing down growth on the winners. Here's the thing. Clutter is an invisible tax. If you stay with me for the next 20 minutes, you'll get a weekend audit you can run in a day, a decision matrix you can apply to every asset, and a recovery plan that turns archive pages into funnels for winners. You'll leave with a 1-week checklist so pruning actually happens, not just another item on your long to-do list. Why does this matter? Because attention is the scarcest resource you have. Every site you patch, every outdated product you tweak, every email you send to a tiny segment, that's time away from scaling the projects that compound. Small maintenance tasks add up. Plugin updates, refunds, customer questions, broken forms. Multiply that by several projects, and suddenly you're doing support work rather than leverage work. So let's cut through the noise with a single simple rule: measure before you move. Start with 3 metrics that tell the real story: traffic, margin, and leverage. Traffic is obvious: unique visits or organic sessions. Margin is the money left after direct costs: hosting, transaction fees, ad spend, support time. Leverage is the multiple: how much 1 hour of work boosts revenue or reduces ongoing time. Give each asset a 0 to 10 score on those categories and total them. That's your fast audit. Concrete thresholds make decisions quick. If total score is 20 to 30, keep and scale. If 12 to 19, improve with a 30-day plan. If 6 to 11, archive with a plan to redirect traffic. If 0 to 5, kill, export the content, snapshot the DB, then remove. In a spreadsheet, list assets in rows and columns for traffic, margin, leverage, total score, recommended action. Time boxes scoring to 90 minutes for a 10-item portfolio. Don't overthink it. Let me paint a quick example. Site A: steady organic traffic, a single micro product selling at good margin, and an automation that delivers the product instantly. Scores high on all 3. Site B: a bunch of thin affiliate posts, a few visits, poor conversions, low on traffic and margin, and no leverage. Site A gets doubled down on more landing pages. A paid acquisition test. Site B gets archived, and its best posts are 301 redirected into Site A's relevant category. That move gained me a 12% uplift in converting visitors without writing new content. Now, how do you decide between improve and archive? Improve is for assets with a clear path, modest traffic, decent margin, or leverage that could be unlocked in under 8 hours. Archive is for assets where improvement requires more than a week of work with uncertain ROI. Archive doesn't mean delete. Archive means convert the asset into a lightweight funnel. Merge the best content, 301 redirect pages to a winner, and add a sticky opt-in offering a related micro product. Here's a simple decision matrix I use. Keep when score greater than equals 20. Improve when 12 to 19 and effort is less than or equal to 8 hours. Archive when 6 to 11 or effort 8 to 20 hours with low payoff. Kill when score less than 6 or technical debt is high. Put estimated hours next to each asset. Numbers remove emotion. If you can't confidently estimate time or impact, default toward archive rather than indefinite upkeep. That reduces ongoing drag. When you archive, use a rescue and redirect plan. First, export and snapshot everything. Second, identify high-value pages within the archive site. And 301, redirect them to the most relevant winner. Third, create a short, high-clarity landing page that explains why the content moved and offers a related resource or micro-offer. A 301 preserves most SEO value if done properly, but test on a small batch first and monitor analytics. A technical trick: repurpose an archive site's best email list. Don't delete subscribers, export them, segment by interest, and import into your primary CRM. Send a one-time reintro sequence that points people towards your core product. You'll recover engagement without rebuilding the site. Small automations, like a short zap that tags incoming leads and sends a targeted sequence, turn low-touch assets into steady funnels. That's leverage. Technical caution: always keep backups and a rollback plan. Export content, take DB snapshots, and keep a list of all redirects you add. Implement redirects in small batches. Monitor traffic and index status for 2 to 4 weeks. If a redirect causes a sudden drop, you can revert quickly. The risk of pruning the wrong asset is real, but a data-driven approach plus snapshots makes the process low risk and reversible. Okay, let's make this actionable. Day 1. Inventory and score everything. 90 minutes, spreadsheet, apply the 3 metrics. Day 2. Pick the top 2 keepers and top 2 archives. Schedule the 8-hour improved tasks into your calendar and set a deadline. Day 3. Implement the first batch of redirects and export subscriber lists. Day 4. Create short landing pages for archive content. Day 5. Run small automations to capture traffic and route it to winners. Day 6 and 7. Monitor analytics and adjust. Time box everything. Pruning fails when it becomes endless analysis. 2 quick real-world wins from my notes. I archived a low-traffic niche site and redirected its top 10 posts into a primary authority site. Result: 18% more conversions on that category within 6 weeks. Another time, I improved a break-even micro product by automating delivery and adding a one-step upsell, no new content, and revenue doubled in 2 months. Those are not magic. They're the direct result of focusing energy where it compounds. Risk notes you should keep front of mind. Don't delete until you have backups. Don't redirect everything at once. And avoid decisions based on gut alone. Use a spreadsheet, use the thresholds, and be ruthless about time boxing. If you find yourself arguing with the spreadsheet, set a timer and move on. Action beats perfect analysis every time. Before we close, one practical idea to start this weekend. Pick 10 assets. Open a blank spreadsheet and score each on traffic, margin, and leverage. Don't estimate forever. Give each a quick 0 to 10. Then pick 1 to archive and 1 to improve. Schedule those 2 tasks into your calendar for next week. That small move will immediately free cognitive space and set a path for measurable compounding. If this episode helped you reframe clutter as opportunity, do me a favor. Subscribe so these systems get to more builders who need them. I'll put practical checklists and a simple spreadsheet in the show notes to make the weekend audit fast. Let's connect the dots between your work and the outcomes you want to own. Well, that's enough to think about for today. Appreciate you spending a few minutes with me. I'll catch you in the next one.